In this video, let's talk about good neighborhoods versus bad neighborhoods. Now, we're not necessarily always talking about crime rates and the quality of the neighborhood. Good versus bad, more it means what's the opportunity as returning on investment. Is it going to be a good return or a bad return on investment over time? How you can assess a good versus bad neighborhood stems on a few things. One, look at traditional trends in the housing market for that area. Are you going to notice housing prices have been going up historically in this area, or housing prices are pretty flat in this area? Do homes tend to sell pretty quickly, or do they sit on the market a long time? How many homes typically sell in this area? You're going to notice a high number of sales, or not a lot of homes tend to sell. So these different data metrics can give you a good head start to analyze if it's a good or a bad neighborhood to invest in. Because you want to find areas that are going to be easy to get in and out of if you're flipping houses. If you're buying rental properties, you want to find areas where rental prices have traditionally risen in value, so you can make sure you're making a return on your investment over time by getting more and more income coming in from raising rents while keeping your expenses pretty chill. So think about where the home prices have been going up quicker, where rent prices are going up quicker, and focus on these as maybe the better areas or the better quality neighborhoods in terms of investment return. Now, the next thing you want to think about is the actual quality of the neighborhood in terms of crime rates, school systems. You don't want to invest necessarily in an area that's going to be problem producing, where you've got people breaking in, you've got people setting houses on fire, arson, you've got people doing lots of drug activity nearby. There's different discrimination laws you have to be careful of with real estate. But as an investor, one of the things is protecting your investment, making sure you don't lose money. And you can weigh that in by doing some initial upfront analysis of the different markets in your area and breaking down each neighborhood, giving it kind of a rating score from 1 to 10, 1 being bad, 10 being good. So part of your rating system from rating at 1 to 10 should include all of these factors, not just is it a bad crime neighborhood. You need to factor in also, how does the home prices appreciate? Do rent prices appreciate? Do homes sell quickly? Is it a good school area where lots of families will want to migrate to this particular area to get their kids in the school system here? So taking multiple factors, don't just quickly assume, driving around, oh, this is a bad neighborhood to invest in because it looks like it's a shady, scary area. You might find that home prices, rent values are actually doing quite well, and it might actually make sense as an investment area to focus on. Or maybe it's an area where you can get a good deal on the properties, where you can buy in at a cheap price and you can still sell them at reasonable prices to make a good return on your money, doing fix and flips or rental properties that you hold for 5 years and then sell down the road in 5 years from now. So again, don't always just weigh out things based on how it looks when you're driving around. Get deeper into the numbers, into the financial side of it, and you might tell a different story where you realize some of the areas you thought were bad might actually not be that bad. They might actually be good opportunities to invest in. And the areas you thought were good might actually show you, when you look at the data, that they're not that good of areas to invest in, because it's hard to purchase at reasonable prices. So you're never really going to make that good a return on your investment, because you're going to have to overpay to get into some of these good areas just to be able to buy in, but then you're not going to be able to sell for very much to make that big of a profit spread. So if that makes sense, you want to look at the numbers, you also want to look at the crime, you also want to look at the schools, and kind of weigh all these factors in together before you come up with a rating system of if it's a good or a bad area.